Sunday the 3rd, 11 AM update. Monday, the best of the thermic air is in Scotland, both the lowlands and the highlands. In England and Wales, you've got a lot of spread out and cloud cover. I would say that's a loose correlation with SkySight, which thinks there's better or decent air in northern England and also on the south coast, and also in RASP, which thinks there's decent patches of air in northern England. Looking at surface wind, UKV thinks it's in Scotland it's downwindable. Then you've got very light winds in Yorkshire and through the Midlands. SkySight's view of the wind is consistent. You've got that reasonable strength in Scotland, then it eases through Yorkshire and the Midlands, and then there's some more wind further south. And RASP has the same. If we assume SkySight is accurate, then you want to get in one of these patches of decent air, which then tracks west to east across the country and basically fly in that patch of decent air. Moving on to Tuesday, you've still got a lot of cloud, but there seems to be a clear patch in Cumbria, which is always a fantastic place to fly from. Surface winds look reasonable enough. 3,000 feet, it's a north-northwesterly. At 11, you've got decent air just south of Tinto, and then that then fills in, but if you're continuing downwind, then you could probably get through to Northern Dales, maybe Kendal, that sort of area. North Yorkshire doesn't look great on that. Maybe the Peak District, it's clear at 11, and then but it fills in fairly soon after. Okay, so this is SkySight at 1 PM. Not a good correlation with UKV. It's got the best of it south of Manchester Leeds. This is the surface winds, and that's within paragliding territory other than northeast of England. And this is at 3,000 feet, which is also within paragliding realms. So zooming into Peak District, which is looking good at 11. Surface wind northerly or perhaps north-northwest. Let's see how these stars align as we go through the day. So basically it doesn't look so great, does it, downwind? So you might get up and have a local flight, but it doesn't look like there's a distance flight to be had, or even doing any circuit flight. The MS just degrades. Perhaps Shropshire offers an opportunity. Yeah, you could go from there, and there's decent air for a couple of hours at least. RASP's view of Tuesday, that is massively different in Scotland from KV and SkySight, and it's got light winds showing there as well. So if you're to go off RASP, then you would be super excited about a circuit flight in Scotland. And perhaps it does align with SkySight in terms of the opportunity for a flight from Shropshire or Wales heading south. On Wednesday, you've got a lot of cloud about. Scottish lowlands, much less so, with a light easterly on the surface. But at boundary layer average, it would be a downwindable flight rather than a circuit flight. SkySight on Wednesday, showing the best of it through sort of central England. And the wind at 3,000 feet at east-southeast, which isn't great because you have a lot of airspaces to deal with. Oh, and coastline. RASP again thinks it's going to be great up in the Highlands of Scotland, although the wind would be prohibitively strong through the big mountains. And then decent air through England. If we step through the afternoon, you can see there's increases and improves. But you think you'd have to go fairly well south to find a suitable launch site. Thursday, a lot of cloud around and no immediate prospect, whereas SkySight shows it quite promising down the eastern side of England. And RASP thinks that good air also covers central England. Wind at 3,000 feet is south-southeast. SkySight kind of agrees, except patch of slack air over East Anglia, that sort of area. And RASP, yeah, I'd say it's in broad agreement. On Friday, SkySight's got the best of the air through East Anglia and Eastern England. RASP seems to think that the good air extends to the centre of the country. SkySight's view of wind is southeast, getting progressively stronger as you move west in the country. And RASP is in reasonable alignment with that wind assessment as well. RASP view for Saturday, not a great deal on offer there, other than the south of England. And the winds are way too strong north of Manchester to Hull. And you've got light winds down South Wales, South England.